All right, this is Diabetes, Heart Disease, and Cholesterol Month, the month of February being Valentine's Day and the heart. So we're having some workshops on diabetes, heart disease, and cholesterol. So I'm going to read through some information, some facts about the truth behind this and what we're not hearing in our population. But let me just give you a heads up here. 25.8 million Americans, that's almost 9% of the population, has diabetes, and it is rising. Diabetes contributes to 231,404 deaths each year. The total cost of diabetes is $174 billion. Heart disease accounts for 25% of the deaths in the U.S. In 2005, the cost of heart disease and stroke in the U.S. was projected to exceed $394 billion. Every year, 785,000 Americans have their first heart attack. And their first heart attack is usually their first sign of heart disease. There aren't these predisposing signs, predetermining signs that you have heart disease. And they say close to 80% of people that discover they have heart disease, it's a heart attack. And I want you to know, I'm going to read through some stuff on cholesterol, drugs, diabetes, heart disease, understanding the facts, but there's no incentive behind this for me besides you getting healthy. My mission in life is to help people restore their health without the use of drugs and surgery, hospitals, and end up in a nursing home. I don't make money if you take medication, and I don't make money if you don't take medication. So as I read through this stuff, there's no incentive for me if you stop taking cholesterol drugs. I'm not getting a trip to Hawaii because you stop taking them. Listen to this. 1 in 5 teens has high cholesterol. Girls aged 10 to 19 taking medication for type 2 diabetes has jumped almost 200% in the past 9 years. And what the government wants to do is they want to mandate a screening, kind of like a scoliosis screening in your schools, a vision screening. They want to incorporate a cholesterol screening. And if they do this, it becomes, and this is quoted from this article, a slippery slope towards loss of your parental choice about your child's medical care. Often the government passes off recommendations as medical decisions, but they are really monetary decisions. It's all based on money. You should be the person in charge of your child's health, not the government. There was a study by Harvard researchers, and they found that 85% of heart disease can be prevented by lifestyle changes alone. Diet, exercise, and supplemental nutrients. And the one thing they're missing, the one thing they're dramatically missing is nerve and neurological output and the spine, the health of the spine. There's a direct connection between your brain through your nerves to your heart. And I'll explain that in just a minute. So even Harvard, you could be a Harvard grad, you don't get the big picture. So what is really making your child fat is obesity, overweight and obesity continue to rise. We have to stop it because that contributes to cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease. A few things like high fructose corn syrup, refined grains, artificial sweeteners, the diet soda, the diet Mountain Dew, the diet Gatorade, whatever diet they have, artificial sweeteners actually stimulate more fat to be accumulated in the body. So it tricks your body into thinking you're not having fats and sugars, so you store everything. It's a dangerous thing. Sugar, specifically fructose, is metabolized by your child's body in such a way that nearly all of it is converted to fat. All these drinks, all these sugary carbohydrates, pastas, breads, bagels, cereals, Gatorades, Mountain Dew, all that stuff is sugar. If it's not used up immediately, then it gets stored and converted to fat. So we don't need all these carbohydrates. We need to get back to healthy God food, not this garbage we're feeding our kids. If your doctor is urging your child to have their total cholesterol checked, you should realize that this test virtually has nothing to do with their risk of heart disease, unless it's 330 and higher. And you have to look at the complete panel. The lipid values. Total cholesterol is meaningless, saying it's 220, and that's going to contribute to heart disease. The facts say that it is not. The facts say that this is a lie. But why are they pushing it? Because it's a billion-dollar business. What matters is how much HDL. HDL is your good cholesterol your child has in relationship to their LDL and triglycerides. The more sugar, the higher the triglycerides, so you have to reduce their sugar. And cholesterol. Cholesterol is this bad thing, right? Ooh, the cholesterol. Cholesterol is vital for your health. It's not a villain. We need cholesterol. A few things that it helps. It maintains healthy cell membranes. So the cell wall, the life of the cell needs healthy fat. Your brain needs healthy fat. Your nerves are insulated with fat. It's necessary. It produces a variety of hormones, including estrogen, testosterone, and vitamin D. It produces bile acids, while aids in fat digestion. Cholesterol also helps your child's brain and memories and their nerve function. And here's the flip side. If there's too little cholesterol, there's an increased risk of cancer, memory loss, Parkinson's disease, hormonal imbalances, stroke, depression, suicide, and violent behavior. And there's over 900 studies that point to the damaging effects of these drugs. Some of the effects that we see, and we've seen this among our patients that have been on this, muscle damage, because it depletes coenzyme Q10, heart damage, heart failure, and strokes, the very thing you're trying to save yourself from. Neuropathy. Neuropathy is when the nerves are just, the nerves in the legs become dead. They become very sensitive because the fat's off them, insulated. It pulls the insulation out. The nerve starts to die, but they become very sensitive until they die out and you lose your legs. Immune system suppression, pancreatic dysfunction, hepatic dysfunction, increased cancer risk, cognitive impairment, and depression. So here's the thing, they want to add this into our child and our children at an early age and do a screening. Where is this going to lead if they take this long term? There's no studies for that. So Pfizer, they have been in legal trouble, if you haven't seen this, a number of times over fraudulent claims about the health benefits of Lipitor. Lipitor is particularly damaging if you're diabetic. Listen to this, doubling your risk of stroke. And your childhood diabetes rates increase leaps and bounds. Prescribing Lipitor would be extremely risky to these diabetic and pre-diabetic children. According to a study at the New England Journal of Medicine in 2008, long-term data about the safety of statin drugs, cholesterol drugs for children, is completely lacking. And they say, quote, at the age of 8, a child's brain and other organ systems remain in dynamic stages of growth and development, raising concerns for long-term pharmacological therapy initiated at this age may adversely affect the central nerve system, immune function, hormones, energy metabolism, and other systems. This is so detrimental to our children. We can't, first of all, they don't need it. They need to exercise, change their diet, and get under principled chiropractic care that teaches this, and not be given a drug. We are substituting their health for a symptom, for a number. This is going to be devastating. Another reports from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention found that 20% of teenagers in the U.S. have elevated cholesterol levels. So we just see this report after report. And here is, the odds are very high that most people taking statins don't need them. Greater than 100 to 1 that anyone taking statin drugs does not need them. Does not need them, 100 to 1. Heart disease. And heart disease is one of the major killers in America right now. And like they said before, it can be prevented, reversed by a healthy lifestyle. It's mainly caused by improper nutrition and deficiencies in important nutrients and essential compounds needed for the heart. Chief among those are magnesium, coenzyme Q10, chromium, selenium, silicon, vitamin D3, B6. And what happens is, instead of addressing these deficiencies in feeding our children, feeding ourselves healthy God food, statin drugs actually make them worse and have the actions which are actually detrimental to our heart health. They're not addressing the cause, it's addressing the symptom. So if we get to the cause and eat healthy, we begin to reverse and actually cure our problem. Here's some simple things that you can do that helps your heart, helps your cholesterol. And we're going to talk about this in our workshop and have our flyers and information out this month. Drinking at least 8 glasses of water every day. One study found that men who drank at least 5 glasses of water every day had a 51% lower risk of heart disease than those who did not. For women, the risk of heart disease was 35% lower. And you have to ask yourself, why water? What would water do to lower heart disease? Well, if you're drinking 5, 6, 7, 8 glasses of water per day, you're not drinking pop, which is full of chemicals and sugar. You're not drinking energy drinks or coffee or those kind of things. You're drinking water. So it's not in the water, it's our lifestyle, and water does help. Chicken and fish contain lower amounts of cholesterol than red meats, like beef and lamb. Fish are also good sources of low cholesterol protein. Listen to this, 6 ounces of salmon contains 34 grams of protein and only 4 grams of fat, and that would be healthy fat. A 6-ounce steak has 38 grams of protein and 44 grams of fat. That's the bad fat. Got to be careful. Simple, eating more fish, eating more salmon, eating more chicken compared to red meat and lamb. Flax seeds. Women who added as little as 50 grams of ground flax seeds to their diet in 4 weeks had a lower LDL, and that's the bad cholesterol, levels by 18%. I'm going to read through a few more things. Green tea. Drinking green tea can help lower bad cholesterol levels. Ginger. Ginger reduces cholesterol and blood pressure and also prevents blood clots. Turmeric lowers blood cholesterol levels. Alfalfa leaves and sprouts can reduce blood cholesterol levels and plaque deposits on artery walls. Bromelain is an enzyme found in pineapple. How many eat pineapple? Bromelain may thin the blood and help clear away debris from artery walls. Essential fatty acids help prevent unnecessary blood clotting, reduce inflammation, and regulate blood pressure. They're found in black currant seed oil, borage oil, evening primrose fish oil, and flaxseed oil. So as you do some of these lifestyle changes, this is just part of what we're going to be teaching in our workshop, but as you learn these simple things that you can add into your life every day, every week, then you offset the damage, and over the next few months to a year, you have a healthy heart, you have healthy arteries, and you can have that for your entire life. So you just have to make some subtle changes, but you need to know what changes to make and have a plan to make those changes. You can't go about this by just adding flax seeds, trying it for a few weeks, and then getting your blood tested and saying, see, it didn't work. It takes a plan. It takes time and repetition. God's plan never fails. God's plans never fails. He made our bodies to function and heal for a lifetime. If it's breaking down and showing symptoms, we need to address the cause. Some of the things, even nerve pressure. I'm going to show you a couple posters here. And if you're listening to this on CD, just envision this as I walk you through this. But there are different nerves in our body. There's motor nerves, controlling muscles. There's sensory nerves. They submit pain. And there's autonomic nerves. And we show this in our office a lot. The autonomic nerves make up a large portion of your nerve system. They control organs, glands, and blood vessels. So if your spine is out of place, if it has a subluxation where a bone is shifted out of place, and it compresses a nerve, and that controls blood pressure or blood vessels, then that contributes to heart disease. That contributes to cardiovascular problems, blood problems, plaquing. So you need to have the nerve system healing at 100%. When we look at the spine, if we look at posture, many of our postures become where we have a rounded shoulder or a forward head. That area at the base of our neck, right where we feel those kind of bumps around the bottom of our neck, that's the thoracic area, T1 and T2. When we look at that area, those nerves go directly out through our shoulders, down into our fingers, but the autonomic portion goes directly to our heart, which can contribute to coronary artery disease, functional heart conditions, high or low blood pressure, and chest pain. See, God put our nerve system in there to coordinate and control all healing, to make the body work properly. If your posture goes out of alignment and you have poor posture, you have nerve pressure. Imagine a garden hose. If you have a garden hose and you squeeze the garden hose, you won't have the amount of water coming out the other end. Wherever that's going, if that's watering your garden will begin to die. If that's a nerve being compressed to your heart begins to die. You don't need a heart drug. You don't need heart surgery. You don't need anything from the outside in. You need to take pressure off the garden hose, off the nerve, to supply the God's healing power through the nerve system to your heart. And then as we change our lifestyle and make healthy choices like healthy food, God's food, a lot of fruits and vegetables, good healthy grains, flax seeds, salmon, healthy chicken, all of a sudden our body starts to heal. And we get out and exercise our heart. We get moving. We don't have to do an hour in exercise a day. You just have to get your body moving. These are the things we're going to be teaching in our workshop. You need to understand this so you don't go down that path. We all know a friend, a family member, a neighbor that has a cholesterol problem, that has heart disease, that has a diabetes, that is overweight. They have to hear another choice. They're not hearing another answer. They're hearing that they have to live on an extreme diet, and if it doesn't work in 4 weeks, it just didn't work for them. It's their genetics. They're being lied to. We can help them. So reach out to somebody. Pick up our information in the lobby, on our front desk. We have our workshop coming up, and that is on the 13th. Our workshop is Monday the 13th at 6:15. We're going to have some healthy food there that I'm going to make, probably my wife's going to make, to have you test some healthy food, show you what to eat, just for fun. And we need to save lives. This is about saving lives, not killing lives. When you're on drugs long term, they're killing you with this. You're not getting healthier. Don't buy that lie. Don't buy into that system. Nobody wants to be on more medication. Nobody wants to be on any medication. And you don't have to be. You just have to follow the right plan. We have that plan. So we hope to see you. And if you have this CD, pass it on to somebody else. Let them know this information. Let's get this information out. Our goal is not only to transform your life and families here in our office, but transform the world. These principles work, and we need to get this information out. So thanks, and we look forward to seeing you.